What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day. So, DDG has responded and had a rebuttal and a sensual countersuit against Halle Bailey, trying to restrict her from taking their son Halo out of the country. And a judge, rightfully so, denied that. I feel like he did this in retaliation after Halle got a restraining order against him, showing the pictures of her chipped tooth and her bruises. He responded or had a rebuttal with a cut on his finger, saying that, she had a knife. And then he posted all of her text messages. And I'm not going to do that because, one, they're very young. But two, I feel like, especially since she was so open about having postpartum depression after she had Halo, that he is weaponizing that against her. And the more I find out about DDG, the more that I dislike him and my heart breaks for Halle. They're both in their 20s, they're both so young, and it's just, it's really unfortunate. And I can't even say that people grow up and grow out of it because, I have to make some content of y'all know I'm getting caught up after my little vacay. But Cardi B and, Offset, they're crashing out on social media. They're in their 30s. Then you look at like Remy Ma and Papoose, they're in their 40s and 50s. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I hope that they do, right? Like I feel like Halle is such a sweet girl. Every time we've seen her on the red carpet, she has such a sweet demeanor. She has her sister Chloe holding her down. I really hope that she can get some, really sound advice from someone who is older, like a mentor. Like Beyonce is the one that essentially put the Bailey sisters on the map. So I'm hoping that, well, I know B is right, she's on tour right now, but that she has a really strong support system that can give her some advice. But I'm glad that the judge sided with her because DDG, and this is just my opinion, he doesn't seem like someone who is of sound mind. He's a streamer, first of all, so he's going to put everything online. And Halle wasn't doing that. One, she didn't even want their son online. He put their son Halo on in front of like millions of people, right? When he was streaming, so he doesn't have his son's best interest at heart because there's way too many creeps out here. This is just my opinion, for babies to be put on the World Wide Web, right? It reminds me of the little girl that's going viral right now, Miss Shirley, which that name is way too old for her. Why are they calling her Miss Shirley? She is not a 55-year-old elder in the church, right? But or a grandmother. This is a baby. So anyway, he put his hands on Halle. She had to get a restraining order. And so now he's trying to retaliate, but the judge saw through that. So let's go ahead and get into this article. It says the judge denies DDG's request to prevent Halle Bailey from leaving the country with son Halo. The streamer previously filed an emergency motion against Bailey, claiming that she was a risk to herself and her son. So according to the court documents obtained by People today, June 5th, the streamer's request to restrict the Little Mermaid star from leaving the country with their 17-month-old son Halo has been denied. He also filed a temporary restraining order against Bailey, which was also denied because, he doesn't have the proof that she has. He's just doing this out of spite. What a small little boy. Oh my goodness. I know she regrets the day she ever met him. Let's keep going. After DDG, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., filed the emergency order on Wednesday, June 4th, Bailey filed a request to deny his motion and grant her request to take their son to Italy on vacation. Now, I don't know if it's vacation, and this is a People article, but I do know that she just filmed that movie with Regé-Jean Page from Bridgerton. They have a new movie coming out called Italiana, and that's in Italy. So I don't know if it was a vacation per se or a work event. And that's important, right, when you're going before a judge. Representatives for Bailey and DDG did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. On June 4th, DDG filed a motion to request an emergency hearing and asked the court to restrict Bailey from traveling internationally with their son, Halo, specifically to Italy. He is a hater and a half. Do y'all hear me? Now, again, I'm glad that the judge denied his request, but whether she was going on vacation or going, to work, why would he restrict her from leaving the country? She doesn't present a danger. She's not putting her son online for the world to see. She's not, putting her hands on him. It's just, I'm glad that the judge saw through the BS. DDG also requested a domestic violence restraining order alleging that Haley posed, quote, an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the minor based on repeated and documented threats of self-harm. He claimed that if Halo were to leave the country, the toddler would be without the protections of the court and that any emergency intervention mechanisms could occur. In May, Bailey was granted a temporary physical and legal custody of the couple's son, and Halo, after she alleged that the rapper abused her physically and emotionally. The temporary restraining order, which ordered the Twitch streamer to remain 100 yards away from her and Halo at all times, expired on the court hearing scheduled for June 4th. Okay, so I didn't know it expired already. That was quick. Bailey also asked the judge to order her ex-boyfriend not to be allowed visitation with their son. However, she did request that DDG be given supervised visits with a professional once a week for 6 hours while Halo was in Los Angeles. Additionally, Bailey asked the court to prevent DDG from taking their son outside of the county of Los Angeles. The former couple split in 2024 after beginning their relationship in 2022. There's a few lessons here. Ladies, and listen, we've all done foolish things while we were young. But if there is anything that you should protect in this world, it is your womb. It is your life carrying womb. Please, 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 okay? Think about the character of the man that you decide to lay down and procreate with, because this man will be in your life. I can't even say 18 years because even after the high school graduation, there's college, there's, weddings and life events, so on and so forth, grandchildren. Please, by all means, think long and hard, vet them, Google, but do all of the things, because the last thing you want is to have someone that is, just as toxic and volatile and disrespectful as DDG. This man has put this girl through so much unnecessary drama, especially, like I said, while she was going through postpartum with their son. But he really needs help. He really needs to unpack, in my opinion, I feel like he's really jealous of her career because no one even knew. I know I didn't, but most people online and social media are saying no one really knew about DDG before he got with Halle. And he has been trying to sabotage her career ever since she got with Disney, ever since, she's blown up. Because when she was doing music with Chloe, that's how we were introduced to her. But once she crossed over into Disney, that's mainstream. That's, huge. And it rocketed her to superstardom. And he has just been really coming for her in her career ever since. He's weaponizing their son against her. And he is someone who is so vindictive and hateful. And just to, put everything out in the public and online, it's so scary. It is so scary. I'm really glad that the judge granted her the temporary restraining order. I feel like she probably needs another one if this one has expired already. I'm glad that the judge saw through his vindictive, retaliation and denied his petition against Halle. Because again, I don't think that he has their child's best interest at heart at all. I feel like he is someone who is weaponizing that baby against her, and he's trying to use it to hurt her on another level. My goodness gracious. My prayers, my thoughts, and my, just, I really, send Halle so much love and light. And, I feel like, whether, like I said, whether Italy is vacation or not, a work event, that she can go over there, go to Capri, swim in the blue, grotto. Like, that's amazing. The food over there is amazing. Um, go to, while you're there, go hop over to Monte Carlo, the south of France. It's really close. It's really close together. St. Bart's is right there as well. The water is beautiful, especially during this time of year, the summer. It's amazing. But it's a more calm atmosphere, and you need that. It's a slower pace of life. The kids play out in the streets until like 10 o'clock. The cafes are all like open. It's a beautiful, gorgeous, family oriented way of life. You have to, of course, be smart. And I'm sure that she, will have some security with her, hopefully. But Italy is going to be a definitely nice change of pace from dealing with the drama of DDG. So the judge saw through his vindictive BS. I'm glad about that. He denied his petition, and I hope that her and her baby are doing well, and they, prosper and they thrive despite his hatefulness toward her. So you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you in the next one. Take care, aces. Bye.